Hello everyone, it's Teferi. Today we are playing 4-color Omnath Energy. Okay, so the idea of this deck, the best you can do here is play turn 1, turn the narrative, and then play turn 2, Amped Raptor, hit even Omnath or the One Ring. That is the all-powerful play that in a lot of cases just immediately wins the game. It's very hard to keep up with. And yeah, that is the idea. Otherwise, this is trying to be the usual 4-color Omnath deck. We don't have Teferi in this build in the main. We have it in the side to make some slots for the energy cards. But the idea is the Amped Raptor is here instead of the control counter spells that you usually see in Jeskai builds and stuff like that. I think Amped Raptor is great card, very powerful, strongest among energy cards. In addition, we have also Wraith of the Skies, another very powerful energy card, and Tune the Narrative 4 off here, powering up both of these cards. Both of these cards are very important, and Tune the Narrative 2 just power up these cards. When you have this card, the games you play, the hands you keep are always much stronger. Galvanic Discharge, the all-powerful removal for 1 mana energy, often enables you to kill much bigger creatures. 2 static prisons. In addition to removal, we have 4 solitudes, 2 Wraith of the Skies, and Flage Titan of Fire's Fury. Okay, so this is let's say a classic 4-color Omnath build, but has these energy parts that sometimes enable you to be very aggressive. Also, hitting Vrenn 6 from Amped Raptor is like incredible strong play, really strong. Also, another thing I noticed, which is very good to hit with Amped Raptor in a lot of situations, is Wraith of the Skies, because you get to play the Wraith of the Skies for 2 energy, and then if you have spare energy in your pool, which is often the case, you just have like 5-6 energy there, you can choose whatever X you want and just destroy the entire board. So cascading into the Wraith of the Skies is not a negative, it is very positive, and especially post board when you need it and you bring in the 2 from the sideboard, you have 2 Wraith of the Skies in the deck. There is a huge chance to cascade into it and just wipe the entire board, clean everything. That is a very strong play, especially when you're playing against Boros midrange decks. This deck had a very good matchup against Boros midrange, so I didn't include any hate on the sideboard such as Sun Cleanser, because the matchup was already that good. And a lot of lands here, 24 to support our Flage, Omnath, the One Ring, Solitude. Of course, sometimes Solitude can be a bit risky in this build. You are mostly able to cascade into the 4 drops. Sometimes you will cascade into Solitude and not be able to cast it, and yeah, it will feel bad, but also sometimes you will cascade into Solitude and actually will be able to cast it, and it will feel incredible. Okay, so because often due to the Amped Raptor exiling cards from the top and the One Ring, you often run out of the cards in your library. That is why we need 1 of Endurance on the side for the longer games. Okay, so this is similar to when Beans played Endurance in the main, because they would draw too much cards. That is the case often here. In the longer games, you're exiling cards with Raptor from the top, and the One Ring card draw plus Omnath just make it so that you're drawing too much and often need Endurance to shuffle your deck. This deck has been great, and in theory it looks so powerful like this on paper, but it will often struggle in when you're playing against combo matchups, playing against a Tron, because that is the point of this deal. We are ditching the counter spells to play only just value cards and just the all powerful cards in format. We got Flage, we got Omnath, we got One Ring. This is like the ultimate money pile with MH3 cards. Wraith of the Skies, the new almighty card that brings control to the high tier. and these new removals which are also very mana effective and strong, and that's it, of course, Flage. So this is my idea of energy pile, but something that is out of ordinary, something different, and it's, I think, very strong. It's also kind of upgrade to the trophy list I had 2 weeks ago with Jeskai list. I basically just added Wrenn 6 and Omnath to that list, and the rest is basically the same, and already had a trophy with that deck and had a good experience playing this one, but it is hard to play, and sometimes it has some very good matchups and it has some very bad matchups. That was always the case with Omnath decks. It has a lot of these polarizing matchups, and that is no different case in this situation, because we don't have counter spells, force of negation, stuff like that, just pure value and outvaluing the opponent, and the mid-range parts will have nightmares playing against this deck. Okay, so let's now go check out the gameplay on the sideboard. Celestial Purges have been great for decks like this from the side. 2 more Wraiths, some Teferis, couldn't fit them in the main, couldn't fit card 6 in the main. I really liked all the starting 60 cards, but we got 2 Soul Guide Lanterns and 1 Endurance as a graveyard hate, 2 Damping Spheres, and that's it. Okay, so let's go check out the gameplay. Okay, so let's start match 1. Okay, so match 1, starting second, decent hand, and nothing crazy. You mostly don't want to risk playing Amped Raptor on turn 2 if you don't have to. If you have to, you will just play it. Sometimes you will miss, sometimes you will hit crazy good like removal or Wrenn 6 or tune the narrative. It's totally fine, but if you don't have to play it, you won't play it. You will just play Wrenn 6 first until you try to get some energy, but often you will just want energy and you will just play like Raptor on turn 2, get the Chumper, get energy for the Wrath of the Skies, and then just go turn 3 Wrath of the Skies for X2 or X3, whatever. So okay, so here I go for the Wrenn 6, play the fetch, do the surveilling, keep Solitude on top and pass the turn. Opponent is playing Grixis and they started with a Psychic Frog. They're going for attack, drawing a card, playing Channeler, passing the turn. Okay, so here now I have multiple options. I decide to go for the One Ring first. One Ring gives me protection here, and I can start drawing cards. Also, just Solitude, the Bowmaster. And yeah, just keep drawing cards here, and next turn I can plan Wrath of the Skies, just clear the entire board. My opponent is definitely killing my Wrenn 6, drawing a card with the Psychic Frog, but that is okay. Opponent discards Death Shadow here, so this means they're Death Shadow deck, and since we have Solitude, they just discard the Shadow, and yeah. Okay, here I go for the Wrath of the Skies. This card is just brutal, clearing their entire board, and after a play like this, it's just very hard for my opponent to do much. I decide not to go for the Solitude this turn, but instead just try to go for Raptor, double Raptor, but my opponent plays Dress Down, so I go for the Wrenn 6. Play a land, pass the turn. A bunch of lands in my hand at this point. Often I wish I had like 1/6 in deck in situations like this. I think it would be a decent card for the deck. So far I was not able to fit it in like I wanted, but okay, so let's definitely card I was considering. Opponent goes for Totsis there, gets rid of my Solitude. And yeah, so more lands. I actually have 7 cards in this situation, but so many lands from the top. And I have 3 counters on my One Ring and taking a lot of damage there. I put Boseiju back in my hand, and I start attacking with Raptor. putting my opponent down on 7. I'm down on 7 too. It's definitely a bit risky here to tap the ring, since if I tap the ring I die from bolt next turn. So I first try to see what will I top deck just regularly. Maybe if it's Flage, then I'm pretty safe. Okay, so now I'm on 4, I'm out of the bolt range. So now I can tap the one ring this turn, try to draw either Flage or other one ring. Also attacking my opponent, they're now on 4. Yeah, I did not tap the one ring. I think I have one. If they don't have, they didn't seem to have bolt. And if I don't tap the one ring, I have another draw. Okay, so I go for Tune the Narrative. I go for Tune the Narrative. I go for the Amped Raptor, digging more, and I finally find that Flage. I really needed that Flage. Okay, so I ping my opponent with Wrenn 6. My opponent did have Drowning Lock to counter the Flage, but I was able to ping my opponent and then cast Flage from the yard for the last 3 damage. So that is the lethal. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so this is pretty decent hand. I have the Solitude, I have the Raptor. I think this is very keepable. I could go for a Surveil on turn 1. Maybe that would be better. Okay, but opponent plays the Frog, attacks with the Goyf. I'm hoping to hit white card here. Didn't get it. And yeah, I play Raptor here just as a blocker, as a jumper. Try to survive until I hit the one ring or get the card for the Solitude. Opponent discards a card, and now I get yeah, here it is. So this is, I think this is great example. So I played first Raptor, didn't play anything with it, but it enabled me to get 2 energy, and now I'm playing turn 3 Raptor. And turn 3 Raptor hitting the one ring from the top of my library. This is crazy. Yeah, this is like turn 3, the one ring plus Raptor on the field, and basically game over. So even though my first Raptor didn't do much, this second Raptor just win me the game immediately. And I now I draw more cards with the ring. I have Solitude, and Solitude just demolishes them. Okay, so I decide, in the end I decide to go for another ring. Opponent has a counter for that, but now I can just kill their Psychic Frog, jump Nethergoyf for a turn, draw more cards with the ring, find more solutions. So opponent finds iteration from the top, they still have chance. I definitely want to jump this, hoping to hit Omnath or whatever. Opponent plays hers, plays the Tootsies, and now they are on 4 life and have 0 cards in library. And I draw more with one ring. I go to 4 next turn, and my opponent is on 7. So I draw more cards here. I go purge the Death Shadow. Then I can just attack with Solitude. Yeah, I just attack with Solitude to gain life. I decide to not to just fill the energy, do just 1 damage and finish the hearse with the Flage damage. Gain more life, and now I'm up on 9 and pretty safe from anything my opponent can do. So yeah, I can now just Endurance their graveyard, then ping the Vren 6, pin them with Vren 6. Also have Flage in the yard, so I was able to ping them face for 3 and then ping them with Vren 6 for the lethal damage. So that is it. Okay, so let's check out match 2. Okay, so kind of a weird hand, just a double Raptor. That can end up pretty good and pretty bad too. You saw how it ended up last game, but here my opponent is playing mono black Necro, and turn 1 Grief scams me, take both of my Raptors. That is quite unfortunate. Then I also get another land from top, so pretty bad news for me. Okay, opponent starts attacking. I go for a survey land, find another land, fortunately put it in the yard. Now I have removal for Grief. Okay, so let them go to combat, deal 2 damage to Grief, and then again surveil end of their turn. Unfortunately, my opponent has turn 3 Necro Dominance, so kind of almost a perfect hand for opponent. I get the One Ring from the top, opponent draws some cards, and yeah. Okay, so I still have a chance. My opponent has Necro, but I have the One Ring, so we will both be drawing a bunch of cards. Opponent finds, I don't know what did my opponent do here. I was so confused. I think they actually pinged their own Bowmaster. I'm not sure. I think that's what happened. Were they trying to unearth the Malakir Rebirth their Bowmaster and forgot they have Necro Dominance, or I'm not sure what actually happened. Okay, so my opponent again goes for the Grief. I'm not sure if they have the Malakir Rebirth or not. Maybe not, but I decide to just pitchcast Solitude anyway, and they find a second Necro Dominance, again drawing a bunch of cards, going down on 1 life, then playing Souls to kill my Vren. The good thing here is I have ways to get rid of their Necro Dominance, and they always have to discard down on 5. So even if when they draw a bunch and play the Soul Spike, I will often be able just to kill their Necro Dominance, and they won't untap with like 100 cards in their hand. They will always have like 4 or 5 cards. That is okay. That means this is very playable. Okay, so I go for the Wraith of the Skies. I play Tune the Narrative, only to draw a bunch more lands, and I am down on 7 life. I am down on 7, and yeah, the One Ring is dealing me 3, and here I have they play a Sheldred, putting me down on 2, but I have found the Flage, and Flage is actually lethal damage here, so I deal 3 to Sheldred. I can just deal 3 to face and then replay the Flage. That was safer. But maybe they could have some March, something to gain some life, and that is why I wanted to cast the Flage with haste and just kill the Sheldred and kill them with attack damage, and they didn't have removal for it, so that was a game over. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so let's check out the sideboarding plan against Mono Black Necro. I usually board out 1 or 2 Tune the Narratives against their... It can be pretty bad against their Bowmasters, Amped Raptor. I always trim at least 1 Raptor when I'm trimming the Narratives. Raptor becomes a bit worse without the Narratives in the deck. I think in this version, at this point when I played, I had 2 Endurance on the sideboard and only 1 Wraith. That is the only difference. Later I streamed one endurance, added second Wraith. Okay, so since I changed sideboard a bit in the meantime, maybe there's not even point of showing the sideboard tech. Okay, so here I go for the Boseiju, kill the Necrodominance, so this is always a good thing to do. Keep Boseiju in my hand, play planes this turn, let them play the Sorin. Opponent goes for Totsis, do the Extort ability, discards my Omnath and then discards another Omnath. Unfortunately lost both of my Omnaths and they did some Extort there. They weren't able to flip the Sorin. So this turn I decide to just Boseiju their land. That is why I played. I could have played Thundering Falls this turn. I decided to go for the Boseiju. Kill the Castle Loctwain so they can't draw cards with it. Maybe Thundering Falls was better option, but if I get a fetch like I did, I am able to play Flage anyway, so I decide to do that. Just lose the Boseiju from the sides and go for the Flage. This basically kills my opponent next turn. I should have maybe pinged them. Yeah, I counted that maybe they have Bowmasters. That is why I didn't want to ping them phase. Although pinging them phase actually means that pinging them phase means that I could have lethal next turn with Flage, but it didn't make much sense with the Bowmasters. Possible Bowmaster in hand play, so I keep Solitude on top, attack here, put them down on 3. Even if they draw Necro, they're in a pretty bad spot. I have Solitude on top if they draw the Sheldred, so there's nothing they can do here, and that is the match against Mono Black Necro. Let's check out match 3. Okay, so this hand is pretty good. For hands like this, you could consider playing Hallowed Fountain. In this situation, it would be perfect to Arid Mesa for the Hallowed Fountain, play the timed narrative, then Mountain into Raptor. I'm not playing Hallowed Fountain at this moment in the deck, but it's definitely an option. Okay, so I'm not able to really efficiently go for a turn 1 tune the narrative here. Instead, I go for Lush Portico and just Solitude this turn. If I had the Fountain, I could like secure to have a white mana there and just go for turn 2 narrative, turn 1, turn 2 Amped Raptor. But it's okay, you can see here I hit Vrennen 6 with the Raptor, then hit Omnath with a second Raptor, bring back, draw a card, bring a back land from my hand, and this is just absolutely game over against Domain Zoo. Domain Zoo will be popular, very popular again. Also, I have Boseiju to kill their ley lines and Scion of Dracos, whatever, so this means they just absolutely don't have a chance in this game. Okay, so opponent concedes game turn after that, so let's check out game 2. As I said, Domain Zoo will be popular deck right now. They had some good results in the challenges and in some paper tournaments, so people are definitely picking it up again. Okay, I keep a kind of a weird keep, no green mana and just Boros mana here, but yeah, I did a risky play. So playing turn 1 Static Prison with no support in your hand can be definitely pretty risky, and but it usually works well with Wraith of the Skies, and because you can often just plan to play Wraith of the Skies on the turn. You are sacking the Static Prison, and in this situation, why I went for the Static Prison, my logic was that they went for the Forest on turn 1, and if I play the Static Prison, even if I keep it for 2 turns, I will just slow them down significantly, so they won't be able to go turn 2 whatever, like Sion or Draco as they played here. But unfortunately they had it. I could have prolonged this for one more turn, maybe that would be significant, but in this situation I was not able to keep up Static Prison on a turn for a longer time, and that decided this game. I had a Flage here in this situation with Arena Glory, but even that is not enough because they have hexproof first strike creatures, so I can play Flage here, but still not good enough for the current situation, so I eventually lose that. I concede the next turn after I see the draw. So let's check out game 3. I didn't find the solutions I needed. I have Boseijus on the sideboard. I have a third Static Prison, Celestial Purges, a great card against Domain Zoo. It gets rid of their Leyline of the Guild Pact. If they have Leyline of the Guild Pact on the field, then Celestial Purge basically just kills anything, absolutely anything. And as you can see here, I was struggling. I didn't have red mana, but I decided to keep anyway because I had Wraith of the Skies, I had Double White, I had Boseiju. These are the good cards. Okay, opponent, I was hoping to hit that 4th land, didn't get it, but as soon as I hit it, I will be in a pretty decent situation, hoping to not to die until then. Opponent goes for Ragavan Dash, finds my Tune the Narrative, and finally here it is, the land. I did try to go for the ring and I resolve it. So I'm hoping now they just cast, also the Solitude is great top deck. I'm just hoping they cast their Ragavan, their 2/1 mana creatures here, so I can just go for the Wraith. Okay, so I go for the Wraith of the Skies, x equals 1. Opponent don't have a solution for that, and they play their Questing Beast in response, getting 2 cards into exile. They got Leyline Binding and Heat, so they play the Questing Druid, play the Binding they find with the Druid to take my ring. And yeah, here I go for the Beast, for the Druid. I kill the Druid, I play the Renin 6, get the land, and I'm really in a comfortable situation here. I don't want to lose any life if I don't have to, because my opponent is playing Tribal Flames. Actually, post-game, opponent had said they had triple flames here, and they didn't go for a kill, but instead they went for the Sun Cleanser. Okay, so I got Thundering Falls. I got the Thundering Falls there, and I was able to play Omnath. They don't have a removal, so I can go for a fetch, gain some life. Now go to 11. Go to 11 and just hard cast the Solitude, kill the Sun Cleanser, and I still holding Discharge for their turn. Next turn I can gain life with Flage, and now I'm on 11, so at this point I was out of the double tribal flames reach. So my opponent just plays Giganta, passes the turn. This is not a problem for me. I can just continue gaining life with Omnath, going really into the safe zone. And now, yeah, there's just a lot I can do here. I go for the Flage, gaining more life, killing the Giganta, opponent actually has surgical here, so I was not able to recast the Flage from the yard. That would definitely seal the game. This way opponent still had a chance. And here I go for Raptor, finding another Omnath. I decide to keep it just to draw a card and attack with these two, gain 3 more life with Solitude, and now I'm too far on 20 life, and it's definitely game over in this one. Opponent now plays the flames to kill the Solitude Omnath and concedes, so that is the match. Okay, so let's check out match 4. Okay, so here we go, match 4. I really like this type of hands. So you have turn 1 Galvanic Discharge, you save 1 energy. You can go turn 2 Run 6, then turn 3 Static Prison into Amped Raptor, potentially find some very good piece. Here I decided to go Run 6, Ping Amped Raptor and Solitude the second one. Exiling the Static Prison. Unfortunately here my opponent finds a Flage to kill my Vren 6. That was pretty good play for the opponent. And here I Galvanic Discharge, Ragavan, get 2 extra energy, and now I can go for the Amped Raptor. I also find a Ring, the better option to play this turn, and they can play Flage if they get a land. They don't have it at the moment, only 2 cards in their hand. So Ring on the field, I have protection this turn from the Flage. Opponent finds the Static Prison, no land for them still. But here I can I also find my Flage. This was pretty important right now, and I hit. This is what I'm saying all the time, Wraith of the Sky is such a great hit for the Raptor. In this situation I was able to kill the Static Prison to get the 1 ring, but often you do even so much more than this, and it can be really incredible card in this deck. Cascading into the Wraith, you always have spare energy in your pool, and you can do amazing cards, amazing things with this. Okay, so opponent plays Bowmasters in response to the ring tap. This is perfect, so I can go for the Flage and just kill the Bowmaster. This allowed me to just continue drawing cards, and right now I got Omnath into fetch, into Flage, but opponent stops this because their last card was Galvanic Discharge. So I decided not to play Vren 6, it would cost me too much life to play Vren 6 this turn. Just take 2 from the army token. Opponent only 1 card in hand, and they still don't have the last land. I go for the Surveil, put land in the yard. Now I can go for the Vren 6 plus Flage, or I can go for the Raptor. Lot of options, and here I go for the Raptor. I find a second Flage, and then I play the escape ability from the yard, kill Ajani, kill the token, gain 6 life, and opponent still doesn't have 4th land, and even if they do, I have Solitude and the ring for next turn, so it's definitely a game over. So let's check out game 2. Okay, so let's check out the sideboarding plan for the Boros Energy matchup. Okay, as you can see here, just mostly trimming some cards. As I said, when I'm trimming a Tune of Narrative, mostly trimming Amped Raptor 2, then 1 Vren 6, 1 Omnath, and yeah, that's basically it. But my graveyard was like 1 or 2 cards different in this league, so maybe it's not fully representative here. I can go for a Flage turn 3 here, killing the Guide of Souls. I think that was great. And then Ajani on opponent's side of the field, but they discard my ring, but I can also just go for the Flage here, and I still have double Solitude in my hand, so definitely hard game for the opponent. They find Sidonian Nightmare, which was actually good right now, but not enough. So I still kill it with the Flage. On attack, opponent is now on 8, so I also have Celestial Purge. Next turn, even if they find the blocker Jumper, I can clear the way to kill them with Flage, and that is the match. Very easy win against Boros, and I had a lot of easy wins so far in that matchup. It was good so far, and the deck performed great when I played the mid-range matchups. Where it struggled, of course, that is expected. And yeah, here I did the hugest mistake of this league. If I just did this differently, I would win the game, and super easy. Like, it would be incredibly easy, the easiest win ever. But I put basic planes on the top of my it wasn't really necessary. I should have put anything else, but I put that planes, and I wasn't able to find a third land. Like, it was impossible. So if I just did that, it would be easy win. I would get a fourth land eventually, and I would just dominate this game. Opponent was playing Nadu. Okay, so I go for the Galvanic Discharge here, and if I just had that second white mana to cast my Wraith of the Skies, this game would be super easy. But I was stuck here on 2 lands because I put the basic planes on the bottom. The Wraith of Skies would be really incredible. I would just clear the entire board. Here I killed, and still I'm in position where all this time I just need that land top deck. At any point, even now, I'm still killing Saga, killing Shuko, killing Halfling, killing everything. But there is just no third land to be seen. And I did eventually get the third one, and that should be the fourth one. And that fourth one would just dominate this game. Unfortunately, the third land was Arena of Glory, which wasn't good enough, and I just needed that basic planes now to replay that Flage. That would also just win me the game. So just one bad choice at the beginning of the game. I didn't keep the basic planes, and it's really, if I had the basic planes, I would be able to play Wraith of the Skies, just clear the entire board, kill everything, and play the One Ring. It's truly really and just a game over. After that, recast a Flage and just kill everything, kill them in 2 turns with Flage Clock. So yeah, my opponent also had a random vexing bubble in game 1, which disabled me to live one more turn to try to top deck here. So yeah, still I'm in a situation. Here I finally find it, but I find it when I was on 1 life, and I was not able to Solitude their attacker because of the bubble. So very unfortunate loss because of that bad decision at the beginning of the game. Yeah, that's how easy it is to fail in a games like this. But obviously this deck has some great cards even against a deck like Nadu. Okay, so I have Wraith of the Skies, I have Galvanic Discharge, I have the One Ring. I believe this is basically only these cards are like enough to win this matchup. Super easy. And the opponent here goes for Shuko, for Nantuko, and a lot of stuff. So I just play Galvanic Discharge here for 0 to get the energy. And now I get the second white mana, and just play the Wraith of the Skies, clear their entire board, even the Urza Saga, and they have anything except 1 basic forest. And next turn I can play the One Ring. So pretty bad situation for the opponent, and it would be the same in game 1 if I just played it differently and left that land in my hand at the beginning. And here, after resolving the One Ring, I dominated this game very easily with the second Wraith of the Skies. Wraith of the Skies is such an amazing card for this matchup, and it can even, I think it can even control this Nadu deck to be... I think the Wraith is just super good against it, and it kills Sagas, it kills all the Nantuko tokens. And from this example, you can see just how easily it deals with everything they may try. And here I just start killing their stuff with Flage. They can play the Nadu, but you always will have removal, either Solitude or Discharge with this deck. And after you resolve the One Ring, it's pretty much impossible for them to do anything. Okay, so I'm going for the ring, I'm going for the Raptor, putting some power on the field so I can start attacking, holding Solitude the entire time if needed to kill Nadu. Opponent has to play for the Pact this turn, so I can just attack with Raptors, cast Nadu from the yard. And basically this is 2-turn clock. Okay, so I go for the Flage, and the Flage is basically lethal this turn. So I go 3-phase and attack with everything, and that is the game. And let's check out the last game of this league, the game 3 against Nadu. In the game 1, as you saw there, it was just a big fail, and I wasn't able to recover after that. But yeah, here is another opportunity. I decided to kill the Halfling, save the 1 energy. In the pool, opponent goes for Bristly Bill. I decide to go for the Static Prison, take the Bristly Bill. Maybe I didn't want to wait for a turn. If they play a fetch, they could make a bill 4/4. That could potentially be problematic. I have 4 energy, so I play Raptor here. Unfortunately, I hit Discharge in a situation where I wanted really anything else. But I have Flage in the yard. They don't have anything on their side of the field, but now they resolve the One Ring. If they resolved the Nadu, it would be also good, but the ring is drawing them so much card, finding them. They have so many ways to find Nadu, and I spent all my removal. I didn't have the. Maybe I spent all this removal too fast. Maybe I should have saved the Static Prison. Just let this Bristly Bill live. Yeah, I think that was probably a better option. But opponent, I'm still in the game, still looking for options. I find the Solitude, kill Nadu, and I was hoping to hit the land. If I hit the land here, I still have a chance. I play Flage, just kill the Nantuko and pass the turn. But opponent still has the One Ring, and One Ring is drawing them so many cards, and they have to pay for the Summoner's Pact, but they have enough mana to pay for the Pact and play new Nadu, and they already have Shook on the field. And yeah, okay, so last time they stopped, they didn't, they ran out of fuel, but this time they were able to resolve the Nantuko and Nadu. So that was it, and yeah, that was the match. Opponent was able to go off this turn. So that's it, a big fail in that game 1, but overall deck felt good, deck felt strong. Turn 2 or turn 3 Raptor hitting Omnath or the One Ring was amazing. I played multiple leagues with this deck, and that happened almost every league or every second league, like a turn 2 crazy Raptor hit, immediately opponent concedes. Obviously it's going to be very strong when it happens. It's not going to happen all the time, but it's going to happen sometimes, and when it happens on turn 3, it's also like super sweet, as you saw in this league. And hitting turn 3 Omnath or Ring is just, it will always be good. And that is possible with this build. And as you saw, hitting a Wraith is also with Amped Raptor also often can be very powerful, especially when you're playing that Boros energy matchups, where you can just cascade the Raptor into Wraith and destroy their whole board. That's it. Okay, so Wraith, very powerful card right now. Omnath and One Ring, the staples of the format. Flage, one of the best cards from MH3. All these energy cards are performing very good in this MH3 metagame, and these are all like very strong options and enablers and removals, and threats like Amped Raptor, Wrenn 6 ties all this list together. And I'm very happy with this 60 and the sideboard. Of course, deck will have polarizing matchups, and in some metagames you will crush your opponent, crush other mid-range decks. In some metagames you will not be able to stand up to the combo decks, or I'm not sure, like some Tron decks, stuff like that, where you really need other type of interaction like a counterspell or some specific hate cards. Of course, I think definitely this list still can be worked on, maybe can be optimized for the metagame, but I definitely see a lot of potential in a build like this, just going full value, when often the Omnath lists were doing this and in the past too, and did well in the certain metagames. And energy package can really add powerful stuff, powerful plays to the build like this, having this strong removal, strong enabler for the energy cards like Tune, and Amped Raptor doing crazy things at times with the Wraith of the Skies, being great against so many decks in the format. Okay, that's it. That's all for today. Thank you for watching so far. A friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe. I want to hear your comments about this version of 4-color energy Omnath in comparison to the usual energy Omnath. Looking forward to some of you maybe trying the list, getting some feedback, and that's it. Okay, again, thank you for watching. That's all for today, and goodbye.